Hey guys, so here bringing you another video. Welcome to a Challenger Spectate, and yeah, excuse my voice, and I'll try my best to get through this without coughing too much. I'm back from vacation. You still got a few days of content coming up that I recorded before, but there was a gap today's second video that I needed to fill because there's some good videos to come, and I didn't want them to be the second video. So a Challenger Spectate. But yeah, for those that are wondering what's going on with me at the moment, just very quickly. I've got the flu. I'm a lot better than I was a few years ago. But if you want to know the full details and stuff, go watch my New Year's video. Again, please go watch it anyway. I think it's a really good video. But at the beginning of that, I fully explain the flu situation. But anyway, we are watching Rumble today. And the reason why is Rumble is... I don't want to say he's an anomaly champion, but he is stronger than people think. Constantly, like genuinely, I would put Rumble in a pretty damn strong percentile. You know, Jax is definitely one of the strongest top laners at the moment, has been for a while, but I would put Rumble pretty high up there. And even on, like, you know, yes, it's split pushing meta. It is split pushing meta, and Rumble isn't known as a split pusher, but what Rumble can do amazing, two things. One, his wave clear is insane. You know, his massive flamethrower, if he has to ultimate a wave, he can. But then Rumble is also a pretty damn good duelist as an AP champion. He also can melt tanks, depending what build he goes. He's pretty versatile. You know, against Jax, I'd imagine he's not going to go a tank killing build. I'd imagine he's going to go Night Harvester or even Rocket Belt, because that gives you more damage and more utility, and with Rocket Belt especially. You can go Leandries. I have seen Rumbles go Leandries before, or at least Demonic, for tank killing, but I honestly think he's just a very, very good champion. Why I don't think he's like mainstream, but the base thing. Oh, this Jax is making a mistake there. Yeah, Rumble's got Ignite. I'm surprised the Rumble hasn't gone for a flash. Really big patience. So what probably was the Jax looking for there? The Jax was trying to, you could say, waste the Rumble's flash. So Jax probably accepted he was dead. And what Jax wanted was, I'll run away, and if I get Rumble's flash, at least I get his flash. But the Rumble was really patient. I was like, I'm not flashing. You know, I'll flash after you if I have to, but I'm not going to flash. So that means, yes, Jax has kept his flash, but so has Rumble, and that's very valuable to the Rumble as well. So really good patience there. One thing I would say with Jax specifically, and it's not just this player, Jax is a really odd champion, and partially I do think, like, it's just how League of Legends in itself has kind of gotten weird. But like, Jax historically is a late game hyper carry that is stupidly weak in the early game. Like, he's like a Kale. They're supposed to be basically worthless in the early game, but every Jax that you see is aggressive in the early game, and more often than not you see them getting kills in the early game. It doesn't make any sense. So I don't know why that is. I don't know, like, is that a specific, you know, you can't blame mythic items for that, because Jax is being over aggressive before the mythic items are bought. So I've got no idea why even late game champions have strength in the early game nowadays. It's just very, very odd. So one thing is also worth mentioning, some people may be like, why has he got a Doran's ring? So yeah, Rumble's got a Doran's ring. Yes, you are wasting some of... Oh, so again, nice engage by Jax, but decided to back away. Ultimately, the best thing to do there, because the... Look at this. He's tanked... Oh, Jax being... So again, hyper aggressive. Absolutely mad aggressive. This Jax is dead again. He's dead because he's playing way too aggressive for what a Jax should be doing in the early game. Like, Jax is not supposed to play that way. But people do, and more often than not, they actually do pretty good, if I'm completely honest, and I don't really know why. But, again, excuse my throat. Doran's ring on Rumble, sorry. Yes, he doesn't get the mana usage and stuff, but the ability power, the health, and obviously the attacks deal an additional 5 damage. That's really useful for Rumble, and that's why you even see, like, Vladimir's by Doran's ring now. Yes, you don't get the full value of the item, with the mana, but at least you get 3 of the 4 things are very good for you. And yeah, you're wasting one of them, but more often than not, that will be better than a Doran's shield. At least you're gaining some ability power and stuff, and you're gaining better last hits. But that's why people do it. So yeah, you could argue, obviously, if the Rumble was doing a slightly different playstyle, Doran's Shield would be better against a Jax, because obviously a Doran's Shield reduces auto-attack damage on you, and Jax is an auto-attacking champion. But why did he go Doran's Ring? He's running Ignite. So the fact he's running Ignite is a more I want to win lane phase thing. So, yeah. I will also say, and this might sound bad, I feel like I'm now losing my voice throughout this commentary. I've been streaming for over an hour and I haven't had this, and my voice is starting to go. What the hell? Oh god. What the hell, man? Okay. It is worth mentioning we've not covered the whole team. Yeah, I'll take a drink. Hang on. He's just farming under tower. Is that better? Oh, it's a bit better. Oh, thank God. Okay, good. We're a bit better. So yeah, we've got a Viego. It's not better at all. It's a Viego jungle. Syndra mid, who's still very, very strong. Varus and Pyke bot lane. Really good bot lane, actually. You know, it's the kind of premise of, like, you hold 'em, I hit 'em. Varus can pin people down, and then Pyke can go for the execute. But at the same time, they can kind of both do it. If Pyke manages to get the stun, then Varus can hit his ultimate for free. So it's actually a really nice combo there. Obviously, Jax top lane, again, I would still rate Jax as one of the best top laners right now. It's still relatively split push meta. Lee Sin, I am seeing more and more of. I don't really know why. He is very, very fun, but I don't know. He just doesn't fit the scaling game of League nowadays. Orianna is still pretty good. I would say maybe not as big or not as strong as Syndra, but isn't bad. And then the classic, you could say nowadays, Ezreal Lux lane. Look how aggressive this Jax is. He's just ulted. Oh, this Jax is way too crazy. Like, he's just too aggressive for his own good, and that's what's costing him to lose lane. And you could say, you know, oh, a Jax should lose lane to an Ignite Rumble, and he should. That's the thing, he should. But he's playing like he's winning lane, if that makes sense. He's playing like, oh, I'm doing really good. I'm going to play aggressive constantly, which he shouldn't be doing. So if anybody knows the insight to why Jax specifically, or even late game champions for some reason are way more aggressive than they historically have been, please let me know, because I do not know the answer. I don't know why they've suddenly gone crazy aggro in lane phase. Like, I've seen, and this is, I think, the icing on the cake, I've seen Jaxes beat Renekton's in lane phase. And that basically says everything. That basically is like, oh, Renekton, who is like the lane phase top laner, gets beaten by a Jax who's a hyper-scaling late game champion. But obviously, Rumble in himself is very obviously, he's not a bad lane phase champion, as you can probably tell. But he's obviously one of the master team fighters of League of Legends. His ultimate is absolutely mental. Happy New Year, Enox. So yeah, his ultimate right now, as you can see, this is just rank 1 ultimate with basically no ability power. It deals 800 magic damage over 5 seconds. So if someone was standing in it the whole 5 seconds, they'd take 800 odd damage. Obviously, it is rare people are going to stand, you know. Okay, I was going to say Jax is doing it again, but Lux, bot lane Lux is roaming top lane. Again, I still find it bizarre. People know me. I find it so weird that supports roam top lane now before 10 minutes. I don't think I'll personally ever get used to that. I don't get it. But, I don't know, it's, you know, Pyke, and, you know, mid lane you could kind of argue, like, okay, mid lane, but top lane? Like, top lane is literally the other side of the map from your designated role. I just find that so weird. Very weird. But yeah, so Rumble, one of the best team fighters in the game. Well, the trick with Rumble that I would say, if you're watching this video and you're liking so far what you're seeing, you know, he's a cool champion, he's quite unique. What's the hard nature of Rumble? It's 2 things. Well, the first one I'd say is dependent on the player. Some players find a specific mechanic in League quite difficult, some don't. And that is, I can't remember, vector casting, that's what it's called. So vector casting is Rumble's ultimate. It's Victor's E. it's a different type of like when you're aiming and then you kind of aim the direction. Some people find that quite difficult. Some players don't. Obviously, if you just play Rumble, you'll get used to it and you'll probably be fine. Some people would find that difficult within Rumble to get like in the right moment at the right time, get that ultimate off perfectly. But then the other thing I would say is what is the underrated hard thing with Rumble? Heat management. So heat management, the bar underneath Rumble. Look at this Jax. Look at this Jax. He's just going all in for no reason. Yeah, he does a bunch of damage back and now he's dead. I don't know, like, what? And this, by the way, isn't... It's not just this player. This is Jax. This is what these players do. It's so weird. But yeah, heat management. The bar underneath Rumble's health right now is called heat. It's Rumble's own resource. I think he's the only champion in the game with it. And the way that it works, some people don't probably even fully know. Basically, is all of his abilities generate heat. And then while above 50 heat, he enters danger zone, causing his basic abilities to gain bonus effects. But when he reaches 150 heat, he overheats for 4 seconds, and you can't use abilities, but then your auto attacks do more damage. But when you're in the danger zone of your Q does a lot more damage. This Jax, like this guy's stupid. Okay. His W is a bigger shield and more movement speed. The harpoon, again, more obviously the general premises does more damage, etc, etc. The only thing, his ultimate doesn't get affected by it at all. So managing when to do certain things is the skill with Rumble, because by the way, there are times you want to overheat. Like if you use all your abilities in your 1v1, you know, and in the time that your abilities would be coming back on cooldown, you can overheat at the right time and just auto attack them. That's beneficial. So it's about managing basically perfect time of doing it. Renloopin 25 tier 2 for 60 months. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Vibing along or jamming along. So Juzos just said Jax's name in Finnish is like running it down. Is it actually? I mean, if that is this guy's name, then I guess he is a Balsafest disciple. But again, the weird nature, obviously, and again, you could argue it is kind of like a Balsafest strategy. The Jax is playing a late game champion. Yes, he's 0-4, dying a lot, but he's farming well. You know, he's even with the Rumble, who's got 4 kills. So you could argue that's what this Jax is doing. Like, yes, I'm gonna lose lane, I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna maintain really good farm, and that means I scale well. And obviously that's what the Baus mainly does. Obviously specifically more on Sion, but he does it on a lot of stuff too. Here he goes again, and now he's gonna take a bunch of damage in return. Hey Speng, Happy New Year. Do I think Syndra needs nerfs? She feels pickle ban every game. I think she actually did get nerfs a while ago, didn't she? But yeah, I would probably say she needs more. But obviously, Riot aren't specifically going to be buffing or nerfing, I'd imagine, basically anything. They might. But obviously, remember, in a week, roughly, we have the new season, and that brings all the item change. And with all the item change, it's potentially going to be a massive shift. Obviously, the biggest group of champions that are getting a change in terms of items are mages. There is, you know, I've not played on the PBE, by the way. I don't like spoiling myself in that way. Bad Rumble Ultimate. But what I've heard people say is mages might be okay. They're going to be squishier than they've ever been, but they will deal a lot of damage. But the group of champions that I have heard a bunch of people say look out for, and it's really annoying because it's happened quite a lot already, it's tanks once again. That's what I've heard. Tanks are still dealing a stupid amount of damage, and they're crazy tanky. So tanks might just take over the game. And again, I like tank meta. People say, Huz, don't you like tank meta? I heard you say that. I do, but I've always said I like tank meta when tanks are tanks. I don't want a tank running up to an AD carry and 3 hitting them. That doesn't make any sense. I like when a tank is really hard to kill, but doesn't do damage back. So I don't know. All right, so item build by Rumble, by the way. Hey, Azicus. Demonic first item. Again, that does, I don't know, make kind of sense, but also not. So, Demonic is just straight up a really good item, obviously, for Rumble. A lot of... Well, Rumble wants, obviously, ability power. He wants health because he is a one... Like, in top lane, he is more of a 1v1 duelist kind of champion. And, you know, health is never a bad thing to shred off opponents. This Jax, is he still going in? Yep, he is. He's 2 levels down, by the way. Still dealing a lot of damage. The thing with Rumble that people don't understand, Rumble's damage goes up if he hits his extra E. So again, the first E that you land, and he's dead again. I don't know what this Jax is doing. So yeah, so it just will say, is your first E that you land, it reduces their magic resist by 18%. Whoa, Rumble, let's go, dude. To 4 people top lane, including the Jax that just died. Another kill. Wow. Go for the Lux, dude. If he didn't get hit by that Q, he would have got that Lux. Really well played, though. 4 people top lane. Pyke does try and come in. Lux flashes. Go on, Pikey boy. There we go. And that gives Rumble another assist. Not bad. And Viego comes in to clean it all up with the Pyke. Jax is coming in again because this guy just doesn't care about dying, it seems. Again, remember, this Jax is challenger as well. Bizarre. And again, he's still... And this is the whole thing. You know, yes, this Jax is 0-6. He's basically inted. He just killed a Viego because it's Jax. You can get away with feeding on late game champions more than any other champion in the game. Because you will scale. But yeah, sorry, the E, the first one you hit on somebody, it reduces... Well, he's leveled it now. And this will, I think, only go up. He's only got... I don't know if I can tell what level it is. Does anyone know? Yeah, I don't think I can tell if this is maxed yet. I think it might be maxed. But the first one you hit reduces their magic resist by 20%. And then the second one, it says, hitting an enemy who's already slowed by this ability increases the slow to 70%. And it reduces the enemy's magic resist by 40%. So if ever you're fighting a Rumble and you've built a bit of magic resist, you're like, what the hell? Why the hell did he does so much damage? If he hits his 2 E's on you, one after the other, run away. His damage goes so high up. You got 40% less magic resist. That's a lot. And this, I would say, is the biggest trap that this Jax keeps falling into. He keeps hitting, like, taking the 2 E's and then trying to fight. And the Rumble's like, okay, I'll burn you to death. So, yeah. Rocket Belt, that is kind of what I guess. So, Rocket Belt, obviously, not as high damage as Night Harvester. Really nice choke point for Rumble Ultimate there. Unfortunately, it didn't seem none of the enemy were there at the time. And yes, Jax, by the way, will just split push this whole game. That's the play style of top lane nowadays. But yeah, Night Harvester will give you the most individual damage, but the utility that you get with Rocket Belt, I think, is probably... It's worth it sometimes. It's... If, you know... If a... What's F? My whole chat is saying F. Did my stream go down? Oh, my stream has gone down. I'm going to continue recording. But yeah, so... Okay, here we go. So again, he's... 2 E's have been hit now on Jax, so his magic resist is dead. He's now going to try and run away. And that's what I was going to say is... Jax is going to try and run away, but with the flamethrower, it gives you that extra little bump to get close to somebody to chase them down. So... That's where it is worth sometimes going Rocket Belt. Nice hit by Varus, and Jax is going to die. So 1 and 8 Jax. So yeah, my Twitch has died, which is bizarre. Oh, it's back up now, apparently. I've no idea. But that is the game. Sorry for the little bit of the mess at the end. I don't know why my stream disconnected. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy... this, obviously, I know it's probably not the best video, but hopefully you enjoyed just a bit of Rumble, kind of, and it's as dumb as it may sound, just bringing attention to Rumble, like reminding everyone Rumble is pretty good. And when I said to the Twitch chat, I'm going to do a game of Rumble, a bunch of people are like, oh, Rumble on the PBE, he's really good right now. So yeah, look out for Rumble in the new season. But anyway, that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, do throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace. Restore our glory to live forever. regime. I know how to unleash eternal power.